Have you ever wondered about the story behind one of India's most mystical temples? The Jagannath Temple in Puri is not just a place of worship. It's a saga of devotion, mystery, and divine will. Let's journey back in time to uncover its incredible origin story. It all begins with King Indradyumna, a devout ruler of the ancient kingdom of Malwa. Despite his piety, he felt a deep void. He yearned to see Lord Vishnu in his most unique personal form. One night, his prayers were answered. A luminous deity named Nila Madhava, a rare form of Vishnu, appeared in his dream and spoke, "O king, find me in the distant land of Nila Parvata, where I am worshipped in secrecy." Without a moment's hesitation, the king decided to embark on this divine quest. To find the hidden deity, Indradyumna sent his wisest royal priest, Vidyapati. Vidyapati's journey was long and arduous, taking him through dense forests, over hills, and across unknown lands. Finally, he reached a remote forest near the eastern sea, home to the Savara tribe. There he met the tribal chief, Viswavasu. In a fortunate turn of events, Vidyapati fell in love with and married Viswavasu's daughter, Lalita. Vidyapati soon discovered that his father-in-law, Viswavasu, secretly worshipped a mysterious deity called Nila Madhava in a hidden cave, but the chief guarded this secret fiercely and refused to reveal the location to anyone. Vidyapati pleaded relentlessly. Finally, Viswavasu agreed, but with one condition: he would lead Vidyapati to the shrine blindfolded. But Vidyapati was clever. As they walked, he secretly carried a handful of mustard seeds, dropping them along the path. He knew that once the seeds sprouted, they would create a trail leading directly to the sacred cave. When the blindfold was removed, Vidyapati was mesmerized. He saw Nila Madhava, a shining, blue-colored idol, radiating a divine fragrance, surrounded by rare, otherworldly flowers. The cave had no roof, yet miraculously, not a single drop of rain never touched the deity. Overwhelmed, Vidyapati rushed back to King Indradyumna to report his incredible discovery. King Indradyumna, accompanied by his entire army, eagerly set out for the shrine. They followed the trail of newly sprouted mustard plants that Vidyapati had left behind. But when they arrived, they were met with a shocking sight. Nila Madhava had vanished. Viswavasu and Vidyapati were stunned. The king was heartbroken, collapsing to the ground in tearful prayer, his lifelong dream seemingly shattered. Just then, a heavenly voice echoed through the air. "Do not grieve, O king. On this very hill, Nila Parvata, you shall build my eternal home. A great temple shall rise, and I will appear again, but in a new form." The king's sorrow turned into resolve. He accepted the divine command with unwavering faith. Indradyumna immediately began preparations for a magnificent temple on Nila Parvata, the blue mountain by the sea, which we now know as Puri. The project was so grand that the king needed divine assistance. In a truly miraculous event, Lord Brahma, the creator himself, descended to earth to consecrate the land and guide the temple's design. Brahma instructed, "Build an enormous temple. The Lord will manifest as Daru Brahma, the divine wood. Await the sacred log that the ocean will deliver to you." For years, Indradyumna gathered the finest artisans, sculptors, and materials, and a temple of unparalleled splendor began to take shape. One day, the ocean grew restless. A gigantic log of wood, unlike any other, floated to the shore at a place called Bankimuana. This was the Daru Brahma. It glowed with the divine symbols of the conch, discus, and mace. It was impervious to the seawater, and no man or elephant could move it an inch. Everyone tried, but all their efforts were in vain. King Indradyumna prayed fervently to Lord Vishnu. Suddenly, the log moved by itself, as if guided by an unseen hand, to the temple site. This divine wood was destined to become the sacred forms of Lord Jagannath, his brother Balabhadra, his sister Subhadra, and the divine weapon Sudarshana. With the sacred log ready, another challenge arose. Who could possibly carve these divine forms? Just then, a mysterious old carpenter appeared before the king. "I am a simple artisan," he said. "I can carve the deities from this log." But he had a strict condition. "I will work inside a sealed chamber. No one must open the door until my work is finished. If the door is opened before I am done, I will vanish forever." The king, having no other choice, agreed and sealed the craftsman inside the room. For 14 days, the rhythmic sound of chiseling filled the air, reassuring everyone that the divine work was in progress. But on the 15th day, there was complete silence. The queen, Gandicha, grew anxious. She feared the old carpenter had met a terrible fate inside, despite the king's reservations and the carpenter's warning. She persuaded him to open the door. When the door creaked open, they found the chamber empty. The carpenter was gone, and there, in the center of the room, stood the deities, but they were unfinished. Their arms and legs were incomplete, their forms abstract and unlike any idols ever seen. The king cried out in despair, realizing his grave mistake. The old carpenter was none other than Vishwakarma, the divine architect of the gods. Because of their impatience, he had left his work incomplete. As the king wept, another divine voice filled the hall. These forms are my own. Do not despair. Install them and worship them just as they are. I will manifest through them forever. And so the king understood that this unique, incomplete form was the Lord's will. The idols, carved from sacred neem wood, were prepared for consecration. Deep within them was placed a mysterious divine element known as the Brahma Padartha. The transfer of this substance is a ritual called Brahma Parivartan, performed during the Nava Kalavara ceremony, and it remains one of the most secret and sacred rites in all of Hinduism, witnessed only by a few chosen priests to this day. With the deities ready, King Indradyumna invited Lord Brahma once more to complete the consecration of the grand temple. The king prayed, "O Lord, grant me one blessing. Let this temple and its story be remembered for all time." Brahma blessed him, declaring, "This place shall be known as Purushottama Kshetra. Millions will flock here seeking salvation, and Lord Jagannath will reside here eternally." To celebrate this divine installation, the king organized a massive festival, the very first Ratha Yatra, or chariot festival. Lord Jagannath was placed on his magnificent chariot, Nandagosha. His brother Balabhadra ascended the Taladwaja chariot, and their sister Subhadra was placed on the Darpadelan chariot. The grand procession rolled towards the Gandicha temple, marking the beginning of an eternal tradition that captivates millions of devotees and continues with the same fervor every single year. And that is the incredible story of how devotion, mystery, and divine will came together to create the magnificent Jagannath Temple of Puri, a timeless symbol of faith that continues to inspire awe and devotion in the hearts of millions. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next journey into history and mythology. See you next time.